Good evening, miners, friends, and community members. So, I did a thing, and I did a thing for a good reason. Okay, yeah, I know I don't have the sex. I got the sexy specs on. I get it. Not worried about that. Not in the slightest. So, this thing I did is it kind of, I guess, in a sense, you could say I'm kind of crazy. Considering all things that are going on out here right now, so on, with crypto mining. None of it makes any sense at all. None of it makes any sense. And so I made an investment, and it's a solid investment. And I'll get to that in 2 seconds. And I'll tell you why. Well, miners, as you can see, the investment I'm talking about is grabbing up some S19s, Antminer, Bitmain Antminer S19s, and they come in different flavors, if you will. I got one 104 terahash model and two 110 terahash models. So currently they were just turned on, and I want to go directly to, as you can see, some of the pricing out here. This is for the 95 terahash model. That is way overpriced. Okay, if you start looking around, oh yes, AliExpress 213. This would be awesome, except for the fact that it's coming out of Hong Kong or China or someplace. So with the tariffs and going around right now, you're not getting them for 213. Plus, you still got to pay shipping most likely on them. Okay, here's a 110 terahash model. I'm not going to get into what I paid individually for each machine, even though it was used, but you can kind of get the idea. Most of them run around 3,068 to 3,400 watts per ASIC, and I have 3 of them. And I sent them out to my friends at Iowa Mining. Yes, I host with Iowa Mining now. Hosting Iowa Mining is pretty basic and simple. Obviously straightforward pricing. They're beginner friendly, so if you don't know anything about crypto at all or crypto mining, Nathan and his team are number one. Of course, they're integrity driven, and this is honest. I have known this guy since he started 3 years ago. If you look here, straightforward pricing, currently at 10 cents a kilowatt hour, and a $50 setup fee for each miner. Yes, I know you're like, you just plug the thing in. Not necessarily. Trust me. You have remote access for each ASIC that you have at his facility through Foreman. And we just talked about Nathan and his team. It's personalized service. So if you really need to get a hold of them or get in contact with them, the phone number and information is up here on the website. Someone will answer you, during regular business hours. So let's get on to this real quick. Now, as I mentioned, right, you look at some of the stuff for the 110 terahash. This person obviously is out of Texas. And these are not 120 watt standard 15 amp, 20 amp. You can't just plug them in. These are big boys. Serious big boys. See, you got 2 plugs, and you do have an opportunity to take these down to 120. It does exist. It is out there. But I would not. This price that they're asking for $745 for one of these, it's probably used. If we look at it, we could probably find out. It is. I would never pay $745 for one of these. It's just not worth it. Now, this particular model here, that's kind of the S21 Pros, 234 terahash, is a little bit more in the ballpark. And after a bit, I will upgrade. So, as you can see, currently I'm at 322 terahash, and we've only been running for, I don't know, about an hour. And we're just cruising along, singing our song, right? This has been wonderful. The transition, getting them there. I had a company that I bought them from, and they drop shipped. Shout out to Megaminer. There you go. Directly to Iowa Mining. As you can see, they're all right here. They're all doing their thing. 100%. Let me hit the refresh real quick. 333. So you got 114, 107, 105. We're seeing some good upside on this, and I'm really, really happy with it. Of course, I'm working with the Brains pool, and Nathan personally put the Brains OS for these S19s on each miner, which you are going to get an efficiency boost on. So, let me get you into the numbers for you because this is what you're interested in. Now, you're asking, why in the hell would this guy be doing this right now? The price of Bitcoin is down. Well, here's the trick. I've done all this, figured all these calculations out. And yes, I use Gemini or AI to assist in doing this. And as you can see, it's pretty basic. One S19J Pro, right? Or So one S19, yeah, I'm just going to edit this out because, well, it doesn't really matter to me. Okay? You have these in particular. You have one of these here, 104 terahash. You have that running at this rate. The daily gross revenue at $9.42 a day, and the daily electric cost with a daily net profit of $2.79 or 279 pennies if you want to go that way. 6,600 watts for the 210s for the S19s, right? With a gross revenue of $19.98, and of course, with electric costs $14.25, you see total roughly 324 terahashes. You've seen it goes higher, it just doesn't sit stagnant, and 9,668 watts total. You get daily gross revenues, right? $29.40 a day, $20.88 net daily profit, right? It says the monthly daily profit, which is true, but I like looking at this one a little bit better than that. So to get you a better idea, this was my total investment for the three of them. Okay, it tells you one each, right? For that amount, and this is roughly what I would mine every month. Okay, roughly. Okay, and this states that it would be on a constant basis of 324 terahash. It's Bitcoin, it's mining. The terahashes go up and down, but roughly on average 324 terahash is where it's at. Currently at today's price of $102,000 Bitcoin, my gross monthly revenue is $866.75. As you see, this is figured for just under that, as I figured it out yesterday. My monthly electric totals, right, tells you the watts, kilowatts, times 24 hours, times 30 days at, well, his rates are going down to from 10 cents to 9 cents kilowatt hour, so you kind of get the idea where it's at. So between 626 and 640, depending where it's at, but since rates are going down at Iowa mining, it's a great thing. With a total net monthly profit of $240.35. Now, why in the hell would I not just simply buy that much in Bitcoin? Because I'll tell you why. Dollar cost average is key. And if you can DCA every day, why not do it? Seriously. So it's simple. My gross revenue minus my electric cost is this. And I'm going to throw this up here real quick for you, and you'll see what I mean on some other numbers. So if you look over here, guys, this is Gemini. And I've done these numbers time and time again. I can tell you, whip it out for every little thing. The ROI on this is roughly 112 days, right? It gives you the complete total breakdown. You know, we're in the middle of the month here, so I'm not going to see, I'll probably see half of this, same as he would. Scrolling through here, 324 terahash, right? You can see the wattage on each individual one, right there. And I've done figures. Now, if I go all the way back up, right, for the higher numbers, at $106, you can see that, you know, the profit is higher, obviously, and the ROI is a little bit quicker. Now, I gave some numbers out here, threw these out here. If Bitcoin were, and this is only with 2 miners, not all 3, you can see where it kind of gives this at with the numbers the way it was, or the way they are, 626.4 at 9 cents a kilowatt hour with the 2 miners, because it wasn't paying attention, being me, operator error, IDT10 error, at 110, $120,000 Bitcoin. I scroll all the way up, right, and I look at these, and it gives me various choices, top candidates. Why did I pick the Bitmain Antminers? Very simple. It is super duper simple, to be honest with you. I picked them because of the simple fact that they've got a proven track record. They really do have a proven track record. So, shout out to Iowa Mining and Nathan and his team out there. I am officially hashing away, mining that Bitcoin. Look, 346 terahash. And that's including these 2 down here, which, they're not banging out a bunch of money, but whatever you can throw on here, it'll help, right? All 5 miners going right away. I would have probably made about 30 cents on this endeavor just from the 2 Canon Avalon Nano 3s that are on there. But in this case now, my profits will go boom. So let's check back in about 24 hours and see where we're at and see how it looks and see what's happened. Well, miners, as you can see, so I said I'd be back in 24 hours, and here I am. This kind of gives you an idea where things are and where they've been. The hash rate on the 3 Antminer S19s that I had purchased is roughly on average 331.4 terahash. It was estimated at 324, but I think this has something to do with the Avalon Nanos that I also have on here, so it's all good. As you can see right now, currently we're running 324 with everything on it. This does fluctuate up and down pretty regularly. The rewards. Now, this is kind of what kills me, but I know that I got a late start, so it's not a full 24 hours on here, but we did gross earn $12.41 in Bitcoin, and that's just in general. Now, we'll come back in a couple of days. I've got something else to talk about here. Time recording this portion at least says 11/13/2025. When I looked this up and I hit Gemini up, estimated total for 324 terahash was supposed to be 0.277 Bitcoin over a full 4-hour period, with electric cost at 9 cents, $20.88. Okay. After daily net profit, roughly about $6.64 after everything overall. But as you can plainly see here, it didn't quite work out that way. Would I do this again? Yes. Am I crazy? I don't know. If you look at the price of Bitcoin at 98.99, it's been between 98,000 and 101,000 today, in the last 24 hours. So there was a reason for that, and I'll get into that on the next video. So until then, we'll be seeing you on the next one.